Hi there, it's Kylie Smiley from the Mobile Marketing Link. Thank you for joining me. It's great to see you here. I really appreciate you coming along. It's Monday night now. We're just testing out Mondays and to see how that fits for most people. But look, we're not going to be able to please everyone, obviously. Sometimes it'll be Monday night, sometimes it might be Monday morning. It just depends, but it's all good because it's recorded. So that's the great thing about Hangouts. And if you're not using Hangouts, you really should go through your Google Plus and select the Hangout app and let me know. If you need a hand, I'm more than happy to help you. It's a great tool, renders straight up to YouTube, and you've got your video. So it's excellent for kudos on Google. So if you need to get to the top of Google quickly, definitely do a Hangout. And there's a couple of tricks to it, which I'm more than happy to share. I'll share that in a future training as well. But tonight I'm really quite passionate about this subject, which is onboarding. It's a fairly new term to online onboarding or online opting in. I've only known it as opting in mostly because I've worked online. Some people refer to onboarding as people coming on board your business. So tonight's training is specifically going to be for business owners, whether you're in retail, hospitality, hair and beauty, whatever it is. Really, you should be onboarding. You should be creating a funnel and a mechanism for people to get on board your loyalty club or your list, so to speak, so that you can continue to market to them with permission and give them special offers and value adds as they want it. So most customers do want to be part of a community, and if they love what you offer, then there's not going to be too much drama at all having them on board. So it's a very, very important piece of your business, and I highly encourage you to do it as much as possible. So tonight I'm going to reveal 3 strategies for onboarding that are often to do with, utilize mobile marketing a lot, because that's what I specialize in. And that's where it's really about the convenience and the opportunity to capture the attention of your target market, whether it's a prospect or a customer. What really frustrates me is seeing businesses, and you see this with a lot of large businesses actually, where they expect you to make a purchase first. And to me, that's wearing thin, and that's why we're seeing so much movement in retail especially, and a lot of big businesses rethinking everything because customers just aren't putting up with it anymore. They're tired. They don't want to do it anymore. They don't want to. They're tired of what comes across as arrogance, actually. So, and it may just be the fact that they're in the store or in your business and they do make a purchase, and your next conversation is loyalty. However, what if you could turn the tables? So a good idea is to really look at, what do your customers experience when onboarding to your loyalty program right now? What do they go through? Their first experience really sets the tone for your relationship, directly with them. So is it confusing? Is it overwhelming? Is it that it takes too long to get to the reward or whatever area you're asking them to go to? Does it put up barriers for entry? If it does those things, you're really in trouble. You need to look at it, because anytime a customer feels the smallest bit of anxiety or a little, exhausted about something, then you may have lost them. And as we know, customers can be very fickle these days because they have so much choice. So we want to make sure that you're right in front of them with the best offer at the right time that takes no effort for them to join. And that's the best type of loyalty club. So what is onboarding? Onboarding is simply a way for people to get onto your list or your club and connect with your business, giving you permission to market to them, not just push notification, but also a two-way relationship to grow. And that's simply what it is. It's just the mechanisms used to connect with your business and giving permission to pass on their details. So it could be their first name only and their email address. It could just be their email address. And recently, a highly respected internet marketer, Alex Mandoshan, said he doesn't think that you should put your first name there. You should just ask for email, and this is online, right? So and that makes sense, because the least form of resistance is just that one field. And let's face it, lots of people put funny stuff in those first name fields. So, you know, your imagination can run wild, but sometimes it's better not to actually greet someone by their first name in that respect. I'm in two minds, because I feel the more personal that you make it, the better it is. So, and for those people that put something really stupid, silly, well, are they truly your target market? And look, if they stay on your list and happy to be called that first name that they put in originally, then you know, it's not really harming anyone. So I think there's two schools of thought there, but there's not a wrong school of thought in that respect. So you could also ask for mobile number as well, and sometimes a sequence where you've sort of said, oh, you know, especially if it's an event, and a lot of people like to get SMS reminders when there's an event. So asking for first name, email, and SMS is not unreasonable, as long as you mention to them why you want those details, so that you get updated, etc. So I guess from there, what I would look at is how's it working for you right now? Are the benefits clearly marked throughout your business? You know, why aren't more people onboarding already? Is it that you may not have signage? You're not mentioning it in your newsletter. You're not putting any sort of reference to it online, on your website, on your social media posts. Really, you know, and I do say this with tongue in cheek a little, but the whole, every day, every hour of the day, businesses would benefit by thinking about onboarding and thinking about how they can get more people on the list, because having that information will increase the value of your business at the end of the day. So when you go to sell, then your business is going to be worth a lot more, because you have this active list and you'll be able to measure it. So a prospective buyer will be able to see what the sales were like after you sent out an alert or a message to that list and gave them an enticing offer. So what must you onboard? So, you know, I mean, why must you onboard? The benefits are huge. I just mentioned one about increasing your sales and increasing the sale value of your business, but as well, increasing sales in general. So being all of a sudden, you know, you having a cash increase in your business is a huge benefit. And doing that is through having that onboarding experience initially, to then be able to send out an alert. And let's face it, you know, it's pretty, I guess businesses should really feel very privileged to have someone's details, especially their mobile phone number, which is the most personal item that they carry. They carry it everywhere, to the most personal and intimate areas of their life. And to have actual permission to market to them and continue to market to them, it really is very much a privilege, and it's to be dealt that way. It's to be treated that way, rather. So the main benefits of onboarding for a small business is the fact that you do have permission to market to them at a reasonable time, and certainly not all the time, but arranging an agreement with them that this is what's going to happen in the future. Are you okay with that? If they say yes, then fantastic. might be once a week, it might be once a month, but they know that you care. That's a way you can show them you care and that you value their patronage. So you appreciate that they spend their money with you. And that's today, unfortunately, in this day and age, it's not often that that's felt. But we can do it now with technology. It's so much easier. So some people have asked me, what information should I ask for? And again, the less the better, really. So the less work people have to do, the better. They don't want to have to jump through hoops to get through something, but it is important for one key thing to remember. Make sure the reward is fantastic. Make sure that it's you're asking them to onboard before they make a purchase. So they're standing in your business with the gift, and their instant reaction and response is to give back. So they will spend with you. On the majority of onboarders who are gifted up front will spend with you. Don't wait until they make a purchase. Surprise them, shock and awe them. It's not that difficult, and it will have surprising responses. So the 3 strategies that I recommend, I would start with anyway. I've got a couple of bonuses because I couldn't help myself, because once I started putting this together, I was like, oh, there's a couple more, and so let me just check for comments. Let's see who's here. Okay, if you have a question at all during this, please let me know. And thank you for coming along. Again, it's Kylie Smiley from the Mobile Marketing Link, and we're talking about the 3 strategies for onboarding to increase sales and to boost on your onboarding list. So number 1, of course, is my pet love, which is SMS, SMS marketing. And you can do this fairly easily. One caveat though, please don't use your own mobile phone. So there's programs out there that are specifically designed for onboarding. Fantastic, low cost, really easy to implement. If you have a smartphone or your computer, any sort of internet connection, you can use this program. And the program I use here in Australia is SMS Solutions, and they're a locally owned business. There's other ones like Trulio in the US. There's a few others, many others I should say, but just be careful because a lot of them are very flashy up front. Oh, it's only a few cents per SMS. And then you find out you have to buy 3 million of them, but not quite 3 million, but quite a lot. And you may not need that many to start with. So you don't want to have a huge upfront cost, more than what an ad in the paper would cost you. Just try it out. So back to the SMS strategy. Text to join. Having a sign in the store or on your website or on your social media that says, this is what you get and this is how you get it. So the biggest reward that's going to be high value, low cost, and a text to join. So what they do is they text in a keyword and then their first name, if you like to have their first name. I always love to have the first name because people love to see their name too. And especially on a phone, it has a different sort of reaction. So I do a text to join with keyword, first name, and then the number with an auto reply. Now this can be treated exactly like an email autoresponder, except it's SMS. It has a 95+% open rate within the first 3 minutes. It's huge. It's super easy for everyone to use. And look, for those people that don't like to text out, which is probably me and over 45s, many of them don't want to do that. And that's okay, because you can use QR codes. You can use a clipboard. You can use whatever you want, but at least you've got an SMS strategy that you know that majority of people have their phone on them. So many of them will do it. And I've seen it, from the age of 10 right up to 75. So depending on your customer base, you really can't measure before you do this what's going to happen. It's a great thing to test. You can do a text to win, run a competition. That by far is the easiest strategy to use. So this is all part of the SMS strategy, text to win. Make sure it's a really good thing. So think of something that everybody loves. So the first thing that comes to mind for me is a holiday, short or long, even a tour, even something that most people wouldn't balk at. Most people wouldn't say, oh, I'd never use that. So, you know, coffee, tea, a visit to a massage therapist, anything that's going to enhance their life, or something that you see most people using all the time, even iTunes credit. So, and that might be for a business that has nothing to do with music. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So that's that. So you're going to make the offer first, obviously, and then they're going to text to win or text to join. And of course, you can do text to survey and all those sorts of things as well. But for onboarding, what happens then? Their phone number goes straight into the system. And you've selected via that keyword, you've actually elected which list that goes to, so that you can target market them in the future. So, for example, it might be win family movie tickets and if they text in the keyword in their name to the number, and in reply they get an SMS coupon or voucher that they can show to the movie business and get their prize. And so, you know, there's lots of ways, there's lots of creative things you can do, whether it's congruent with your business or not. Think about your customers and what majority of them would like. That's the best way to go. So where to display for new prospects? Where should I display? A lot of people ask, where do I display the sign, Kylie? How do I do this? And if I want to attract new prospects, then, you know, how do I do this? So for many people, their customers are already in a system. They've already got them on a newsletter. If you do, my advice is to send them an email and tell them how excited you are that they've been grandfathered on to your new SMS loyalty program, or that your loyalty program now includes SMS. And if they'd like an SMS, then they can text to join or text to win. Otherwise, you can say, hey, I've given you free ticket. You're already entered to win. And if it's okay, I'll SMS you in the future with offers. And if it's not okay, that's all right. I'll just reply, stop. And you stop, and they stop, and they opt out of the list. So it's just being honest and upfront with them. Display for new prospects you can do online. I would recommend anything that you're doing to attract new prospects. So even when you're networking, take a flyer that has your onboarding process, text to win, text to join, whatever it might be. All the instructions down. You can have it on a Canva sign on Facebook. So if you're not aware of Canva, canva.com, it's a free graphic design for dummies. So that's a great resource. I use it all the time because I'm not very good at graphic design. So you can, again, use it on email, in-store signage, everywhere. I would put it everywhere, whether they're, you know, that means that new prospects can come on board without even purchasing something. They can be part of your list. And if they've obviously agreed to receive marketing information, because if they've actually texted to join, they've physically done it themselves. It's not you handing your business card out at a networking event and then all of a sudden they receive an email from you and it's not personalized and they put you on the list, or you put them on your list. That's not good. Please don't do that. Always ask permission before you put people on the list. So that's SMS. If you have any questions around this, if you have a question around SMS onboarding, please let me know. I'm just double checking okay, we don't think we have any questions at the moment. Just double check. No. If you do and you can't get a hold of me, you can message me on Facebook if I'm not replying. So I apologize. Okay, so we'll get back to it. All right, so the second strategy, I'll just bring this up now. Second strategy is loyalty mobile app strategy. So if you don't want to do just SMS and you found a great loyalty app, which I can highly recommend, Stamp Me. So that's one that I endorse, that I've checked out, that I am also selling myself, and implementing. So I would just want to be totally open to let you know that, but you can use any you like. The reason why I love using a loyalty mobile app is that most people know how to download an app. And once they've downloaded it, they're putting their details in, they're choosing your loyalty program, and they're in the vicinity, and it's run by proximity, so you can control the messages that you send them according to where they're standing. So that goes into a whole lot of detail, that I'll need to leave to another time, but just imagine that they get their reward, it's in their phone, they can utilize their voucher there and then, or whatever their reward says, go across the road and get whatever from my buddy who's across there, and they're on your list. You've got them for life, or until they say stop. So the beauty of this is that you can send an SMS through this system. You can send them an in-app notification. So that doesn't cost a dime. That doesn't cost anything to send them an in-app notification. And certainly if you're in retail, for instance, and they're in your store, then you can program it so that when they get to a certain proximity, that they get a message as an upsell offer. How about that? And that to me is exciting, because it takes the onus off the staff. And as we know, staff are not always easy to work with, or to have them remember to upsell. That's a difficult thing, especially here in Australia, because they're already paid at a high level, and they're not often incented for added sales. So there's that. And depending on what business you're in, even if it's a personal services business, think about the things that you could offer people if they're in proximity. So they could be within a kilometre. They could be passing by. Even if you don't have bricks and mortar, that's okay. It's really about making use of the technology that you have, and sending them in-app notifications is great. Having them on board an app is easy. You can do it through QR code. You can do it through social media. I would do it even as an ad. Even as an ad, have them opt in, get them to have a reward. Anywhere you can advertise to have them opt in and on board. When I say opt in, I mean on board, so you have to excuse me. But a loyalty mobile app is brilliant. Absolutely, you can't go wrong. Fantastic. Don't forget as well about postcards and flyers, and even marketing to the door. It's still valid, and it's even more lucrative in a way in some cases now, because there's really not a lot going to people's mailboxes. Their physical mailbox is now just a bill here and there. Even then, they're getting them online. So for them to get something personalized in the post, and especially via postcard, you can make it really personal by handwriting. That's another mechanism. Now the third strategy is NFC. You may not have heard of NFC, but I guarantee you've used it. If you've ever used PayWave, that's NFC. NFC stands for Near Field Communication, and that's the technology behind PayWave. So when you tap your card up against the PayWave mechanism in the supermarket, for instance, or at the service station to pay for your petrol, gas, whatever, then it automatically draws funds or puts debit on your account. So this way, it's just exactly the same, except you're holding your phone up to it. So you're probably familiar, you may have heard of mobile pay. In the future, we'll be doing just mobile pay, so you'll never need a plastic card ever again. And that's happening fairly quickly. I don't see it happening within the next, for everything to be changed over within the next year here, but certainly in Asia, it's become part of life. and some parts of Asia, I should say. And so it's soon to be here. It's soon to be here. Certainly Commonwealth Bank have been doing it for a while. There's a couple of banks that have had that sorted. So you might say, okay, Kylie, well, that's pay, mobile pay and me paying for groceries, but how does it work for onboarding? With onboarding, it works exactly like a QR code. So there's a little chip that is stuck behind a poster. If you can just imagine at your local restaurant, if you go into the loos, you might close the door and you'll see a sign on the back. Now, normally, you'd hope most people don't use their phone in the bathroom, but without doubt, a lot of people do. So you might as well take advantage of that. And if you do have a bricks and mortar place of business, then certainly, utilize that to tap and join, tap to join, tap to go, tap to win. And they just tap their phone on the poster and it automatically goes to a URL just like a QR code. Okay, so that URL could take them to a form where all they put is their email address, or all they put is their first name, their phone number, and their email address. Whatever information you want, or their birthday, could be that too. So that's another strategy for onboarding, tap and go. So understand that it has to be a physical place. So if say you do an event and you've got a booth at an event, it's a fantastic opportunity to do NFC onboarding, because lots of people are physically coming up to your booth, and you can have a sign there, and all they do is tap on it, and they can onboard directly from there. And you have their information that goes straight into your email campaign system, or Infusionsoft, or Entreport, or there's lots of programs that do customer relationship management that you can utilize for onboarding. So that's NFC it's very brief, and I don't want to go into too much technical detail, but they're the three strategies. So again, SMS onboarding, text to win, text to join, loyalty mobile app strategy to make sure that you get them to onboard and download the app, go to iTunes, go to Google Play, and there it is. And it's all customized to your business, which is lovely too. Great for branding. It also puts you into a list of like a directory, so that your customers can see your business, prospects can see your business if they're in the vicinity. So if they're in the vicinity of your business, they can see if they're in the StatMe app, and they can choose to join your club to get the reward, and then to be marketed to in the future. NFC again, tap to join, tap to enter, tap to enter a competition. And so now I've got a couple of bonuses. So, there's digital onboarding. Make sure every facet of your business, online, digitally, social media specifically, you're onboarding. If you notice, everywhere I post my live cast, I've got an onboarding link. So my onboarding link is mobilemarketinglink.com.au, and I put that on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and all those areas, especially YouTube. YouTube will pick it up really quickly. So many times I see people doing videos, and they're not saying, make sure that you enter down below and click on the link, or they're saying that there's no link. So make sure you say that. That's really important. The second bonus, I've got two bonuses. So the second bonus is live streaming. So we're live streaming right now. I'm live casting right now. And if you do anything, do this. Try this. It's amazing. For keywords that I never imagined I would be able to break through to the first page of Google on, because I've done a hangout, because I posted in Google+. Just incredible. And so many people miss that. They're so focused on Facebook. Actually, one digital onboarding area I missed was LinkedIn. That's another one that I'm very much, I'll just try popping that in. LinkedIn is really phenomenal because Google loves it. It's like its favorite cousin. So anything you put in LinkedIn, it usually has a lot of stickiness to it. which means it can go up in ranking. So back to live streaming. Live streaming can be done through Hangouts, through Periscope, Meerkat, Blab, and Catch. Don't be embarrassed if you've never heard of any of those. It's okay. Most people have not heard of most of those, but they are growing, absolutely phenomenally growing in popularity. Periscope was bought out by Twitter. It was so popular, and Twitter just jumped on it and said, I'm going to have that. And since then, they've got millions of users and people who are capturing the attention of others all over the world because it runs live. So anyone in Periscope, just like Hangout, if you're in Hangout, you can actually see and view other people's Hangouts if you want. And so you could attract people who are just surfing the internet, who are looking for the things that you're offering. And it doesn't matter how big your business or how small your business, this can have a huge impact on the perception of your business as well. So often with branding, we want to have a perceived value and a perceived meaning for what we're doing. And there's no better way than having it live. It's very risky, but that's okay. If you're willing to take a gamble, that I've had some pretty interesting boo-boos happen where I don't have an audio, or my husband's come in and didn't realize I was on live and has given me a big hug and kiss, and so all sorts of fun things happen like that. But look, if you have any questions, I'm having a look now really quick to see if you've got any questions about that. I know I raced through it. I don't want to keep you. It's Monday night and we just want to relax and kick back with our families. I totally get it. But please send me an email through to kylie@mobilemarketinglink.com.au, or you can connect with me on Facebook at Mobile Marketing Link on Facebook. You can connect with me on YouTube as well at Kylie Smiley. Also here on G+ as well, if you type in Kylie Smiley as well, you'll find me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. So I hope you enjoyed those strategies. They work. I've tried and tested these, and they absolutely work. And knowing that all our customers have one of these in front of them, or wherever they are, a mobile phone, there's no reason why you shouldn't be using this mechanism to capture their attention and have them on board and come onto your loyalty club and treat them like, precious, like a precious gift, because that's what they are. And they can gift you over and over and over again. Once you have that list, you'll be able to send them alerts, let them know a great offer that you've got, and all of a sudden you can have cash in your business really, really quickly. It's just amazing. So I'm going to probably elaborate on that a little bit next week. Next week I'll do a live cast again on Monday night. So be here or be nowhere, as some people say, and send me an email with any questions you have. I'm happy to tackle anything to do with new technologies in marketing strategy, and any help that you might need. I'm more than happy to help you. So have a great night. Thanks so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Again, it's Kylie Smiley from the Mobile Marketing Link, and we're here talking about loyalty and strategies for onboarding. And I wish you well. Onboard on, please, and have a profitable week. I'll see you next Monday. Bye for now.